Welcome to the world. It's me, look. Did you think it was a zombie? It's not, it's me, look. Me, zombie, me, zombie. Me, zombie, me, zombie. Oh! Ha! Welcome to the Geek All Father. Don't need to say it now, that's me, I'm the Geek All Father. And I cordially invite you all to the Walking Dead Season 7 Episode 5 review. Hello, good evening, and welcome. So, yeah, enough shit. Let's talk about Season 5. Literally just finished, and I think it's getting exciting, although it doesn't seem to be getting exciting. But it is. Lots of stuff happened today. So, recap of the series so far. Episode 1, what Negan does. Episode 2, meeting King Ezekiel and the people at the kingdom. Episode 3, and catching up with Morgan and Carle. Episode 3 was about... What was episode 3 about? Oh, episode 3 was at the Saviour's camp with Negan and Dee and catching up with Daryl. Episode 4, back to Alexandria with Rick and Michonne and all the gang there. And the first time that Negan turns up for his regular offering, which is what you have to do if you don't want to get battered by Negan. Just I'm putting this out for you. I keep on putting extra stuff in the office. So just there's my lovely fiance. And there's me again, zombie. So, episode 5, you go to the Hilltop, which is where Jesus frequents. Frequents means he goes to sometimes, he doesn't live there. It is raining, literally raining like there is no tomorrow outside. Which brings me to a thought that I shouldn't go anywhere near Crayford tonight, because it will be flooded. So, episode 5. We know where we're at. We're at the Hilltop. Maggie is just basically, she's standing over Glenn's. They've buried him. But the chap that runs the Hilltop wants them out, wants them gone. And he says basically, it comes to a deal with Jesus, you can stay tonight and you go tomorrow. And they've got no choice. Maggie's having a baby soon. The doctors said you need to wait until you're finished being pregnant. I don't know how far along Maggie is in her pregnancy. She's not showing. Not every woman does show, but she's not showing at all. So I'll have to do a little bit of research as to how far along she is. Yeah, so that's what happens. They wake up in the middle of the night and someone's opened the doors to the Hilltop, set 2 fires and parked a car that's played loud music. And it's attracting loads of walkers, which they go out and stop. And there's a wicked scene where Maggie uses a tractor, reverses over a bunch of zombies. So if any of you guys watch The Talking Dead, they usually, which is a little kind of show that chats about The Walking Dead, funny enough, after it finishes, and they usually do a little piece about zombies that are past. It's kind of like homage to dead again zombies, because of course they're dead in the first place. So I'll get my chair stuck under the desk. No. So basically, yeah, that's what happens. In the morning, then the Saviours turn up. Negan's not with them, but they have a chat. Obviously, the first group of people that were visiting the Hilltop and taking things from them were the group of Saviours that Rick and the gang, maybe not directly Rick, but were killed. The guys in the outpost with the woman smoking and yeah, those guys. No. The outpost. Anyway, bunch of dead people, which is what the whole show is about, isn't it? Brains. Oh, well, it's interesting when you do stuff like this, research before you make a video, because basically, well, Forbes magazine has said it's the worst episode made in the long-running history of the show. I disagree. So, I cut a chunk out in the middle. Gregory, who runs the Hilltop, basically goes to dob Sasha and Maggie in to the Saviours. And Jesus manages to make sure they didn't get dobbed in, because he hides them in a different cupboard. Anyway, towards the end of that episode, from their perspective, Jesus basically tells Gregory that he's no longer in charge, and that Sasha and Maggie are staying, which is really good. And Maggie threatens Gregory and says, from now on you're going to call me by my name. And it's not all the other names he's been using for her, it's Maggie. She does say her surname. I'm not sure whether or not she has given her surname as Glenn's or as her father's. Hey ho. So, from another point of view, Rick goes off with a group of survivors at the start of the episode to find supplies for Negan next time he comes, and he asks Carle to go with him, and he refuses. And Michonne doesn't go with him either, but Michonne gets a little bit of tongue action going down. And a nice little kiss there between Rick and Michonne. And she says she's not going because she's got some stuff to figure out first. Michonne, exit right, Michonne. And Michonne, I don't know, I'm saying that with a French accent for some reason. Michonne, there you go. And Carl looks over, and he a funny look on his face, and it's because Enid is climbing over the wall again, and he tells Enid, I'm not going to save you. But he does. He turns up in the car, runs over a zombie, and then they both make their way to the Hilltop, where they have a little kiss. Oh, smirchy romance episode. Happy days. So, this is where it gets interesting, because Sasha asks Jesus, who is an awesome character, by the way. When he first turned up, I didn't like him. But now, I really like him. I think he's one of my favourites. And he's got the kung fu kicking skills as well. So, wicked. Wicked. So, I'm going to put my zombie face back up on the wall where it goes. If I can get it in the hole. She said that. So, yeah, literally. Sasha asks Jesus, can you find out where they live? And he says, yeah, of course I can. So the end of the episode, as the Saviours are driving away, Jesus runs up and dives in the back of the lorry, drinks a bit of whiskey and pulls out the door. Shock horror. Who else is in the back of the van? Now, I saw this coming because I am literally like a 10th level genius. So any Marvel followers, comic book followers, Genius is split up into 10 levels in Marvel Comics. I'm up there with Reed Richards, yeah? I'm one of the bosses. And Amadeus Cho and all the other guys. See? That's why I'm the Geek Hallfather, because I've got bits of knowledge everywhere. Bow, 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 like fireworks. Got to be careful of the time. So, yeah, that happens. And Carl is in the back of the van. Enid's at the Hilltop with Maggie and Sasha. Gregory's being a bitch. Jesus and Carl are on the lorry going to the Saviour's place. So I'm gonna say that the prediction for the next episode, The Walking Dead, episode 6, is that we go back to Morgan, and it's really hard to remember everybody's name. We go back to the kingdom and King Ezekiel and all those people, because we haven't seen them a second time yet. So we've seen the Saviours a few times, but in different locations. We've seen Rick in the group twice, albeit the first time was a bunch of people's deaths. And then we go to, we've seen the Saviour's encampment. We've seen the kingdom once, yes. I think we're going to go back to the kingdom. And my prediction also is, and now I'm not following any comics, purely because I've not read them the way I should, but I'm going to start. Secondly, because I want to make prediction about the next episode. About the rest of the season, which is that these guys are going to start up at least three, because you've got Alexandria, the Hilltop, and the Kingdom, a three-pronged attack. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. And that they're all going to attack them from different sides, and it's going to overwhelm the Saviours, because each one of those groups thinks they're alone. They think there's only us in Alexandria, there's only us in the Kingdom, there's only us in... So, Jesus is kick-ass, King Ezekiel's got a tiger, and Rick is just going to come out of his shell and murder everyone. So, that is my prediction. What do you think is going to happen? And do you agree with the Forbes magazine saying this is one of the worst episodes so far? I'll literally read out the comment for you. So, just so you know, Sunday night's episode of The Walking Dead may be the worst episode ever made in a long-running zombie franchise. I certainly can't remember a time I've laughed this hard at the bad writing and terrible plot devices. I can't remember another episode this thoroughly wasted on side characters that we don't care about. Dragging on intermittently, weaving drunkenly from one ludicrous scene to the next. I disagree. Forbes, you multinational, international selling magazine, you are wrong. There has to be things about characters we don't care about, otherwise they won't be into the story. So, shut the front door, or shut the front up, shut the fuck up. Forbes, come at me, bitch. It was good, and it leads into better things. If you make a quote wasted on side characters episode, then the next one can only be better. So I disagree with the fact it was bad in the first place, but it just means that subsequent or future or the next, if you like, however you like, it's gonna be able to shine a little bit more. That's my review. I don't give episodes fat guy thumbs, but I'm gonna start doing it same I do in my movies. So this episode, I agree, was a little bit dull, but it's setting things up for the next episode. So it's gonna go right in the middle with 5 fat guy thumbs. Fat guy thumb, 5 of them. Boom ting. Peace out. Thank you for watching this absolute dribble about, me just talking fanny, really. Sorry if you don't like that word. I don't care. Like and subscribe, so I do care if you do that. Please, love you all. Check out my other videos. Check out my other reviews on this series. Check out, I've got Dragon Ball stuff. I've got all loads of stuff. And I'm going to start skirmishing, airsoft skirmishing. So I had a pistol with me last week. Yes, it's a toy. And I'm going to start to do that. So hopefully I get to start reviewing some kit and some airsoft pistols. Because, yes, other people do it, but I'm going to do it. So, and there's a window here, so I shouldn't really be shaking a gun around. Peace out.